back. Um, I don't even know where to start, man. It's a lot going on, a lot to do, a lot to get into. Um, I think we're gonna, well, um, anyway. Let me just take a step back. So yeah, a lot to get into, man. So as y'all know, man, this is my series, Broke Boy the Millionaire in a Year. Um, yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's February 6th, man. February 6th, 2026. Um, we're gonna start off with uh, kind of what we've talked about for a couple months now, which is my plan for this year for 2026. So, um, as y'all know, um, we've been focused on, finding a job first and foremost, here at the beginning of the year. Um, that is, we're not just looking for any job. We're looking for a job that, I like to call it, is going to overcompensate me. You know what I mean? So, um, $200,000 plus base salary, and double on target earnings. We're looking for a role as an enterprise account executive. Um, and we're actually looking for two roles like that are both remote, fully remote. Um, and if we get two roles like that, we'd be looking at hitting, $400,000 base salary when combining the two incomes from those roles. And then, of course, with the double on target earnings, we're looking at 400 to 800,000. Um, would be my earnings. So basically, I'd be making $400,000 worst case scenario, and 800,000 um, best case scenario, right? If I get two positions like that, um, it's gonna be pretty. It's gonna be very very difficult to get two roles like that at the same time. So we might have to do it where we get one role like that and then kind of work. Um, it might take a little longer to get the second role. Um, but anyway, so that's what we're doing. Uh, Once we get those two roles, we're learning on the job. We're you know um, doing what we're supposed to do, right? The the key is going to be to like be making money, right? So like showing my bank account statements, right? That should be growing. My account should be growing, um, and I'll be able to show income in terms of pay stubs and things like that to a loan underwriter or credit director, right? So basically, we want to use that income, right? If I'm being overcompensated, I'm making that much money, then I can live off a fraction of that, right? And then the remaining, I would just basically, uh, so I would live off a fraction of that, and then the remaining would just be excess cash to and to leverage, right? I would just leverage the excess cash to get a business acquisition loan, right? Let's just call it, because if I'm, if it's double on target earnings for those two jobs, they'd be like, okay, this person's making, you know, $800,000 a year. Like, hold on, hold on. Oh, yeah, okay. It looks like somebody's trying to. Anyway, um, so anyway, when a lender sees that much money, like on my income, my pay stubs and whatnot, like W-2, whatever, um, I'm like the ideal candidate to lend money to at that point, right? Like that's the whole point of going to go get these like good jobs, these high paying jobs, right? Is to be the ideal. I would be viewed by the lenders as an ideal candidate to lend money to because they figure if I'm making that much money, not only can I afford to pay the loan back, but like, you know, my debt to income ratio or whatever is in really good shape. So the goal from there would be like, okay, I'm making that much money. Now let me apply for a commercial loan, right? So once I apply for a commercial loan, they're gonna look at my income, they're gonna look at my credit score, all these things, whatever. All that stuff's gonna check out, right? But on top of that, I'm building relationships with credit directors today so that when I'm ready to actually apply for the loan, not only do I know people that are like high up within that bank or that credit union, right? Not only do I know them personally and have a relationship with them, I'll also check out on paper, right, with my income and credit, all that kind of stuff. So then I get the loan, right, for those two reasons, right? My loan gets approved. For whatever, I'm gonna say $500,000. Um, they're probably gonna want like I don't know 10% down, 10% of that down, so like 50K or whatever. So you get 10% down, and then um, I guess maybe the loan would be for 450,000 or whatever, and then I would invest 50,000. I would look for a VC or an angel investor I already know, right, to invest that 50,000, um, which is that's nothing to them. It's a lot of money for me, nothing to them. And then and then I would just acquire a business, and I would by that time I would already know what business I want to acquire, right? There's tons of them on Flippa.com every single day, right? But I'd be looking at acquiring like a 100% online, e-commerce store like Amazon store, Shopify store, right? So I acquire that, right? And all of a sudden I got three incomes. You see what I'm saying? So that's the goal. That's what we're doing. In terms of where I am in the plan today, we're a little bit over a month into the year. We are behind, straight up. Like you know what I'm saying? Straight like that. We're behind. Um, and we're behind because it's taking a little bit longer for me to get the job than I anticipated. Right? I felt like if I looked a little differently, we would have already found the job. But there's nothing we can do about that. You know what I'm saying? So, um, so we and the reason why we're behind, like I said, with the job, because it's like that's what's going to kick off all the other things I'm trying to do. Like that has to come before the other things I'm trying to do. It has to. Like there's no, you know what I'm saying? There's really no way around that. Because all the things I'm trying to do require money, right? And I don't have that. So, um, that's why that's kind of like the first thing I'm trying to do. Um, as y'all seen, we've been going on interviews and stuff like that for whatever months now, a few months now. So, I feel like I'm getting better when the interviews, whatever. But the bottom line is we still don't have an offer yet, so it doesn't matter what I. So yeah, that's why we're behind is because we haven't found a job yet. I think once we find that, once we get that going, um, things will start to move a lot faster. Um, but that's the overall plan. Um, in terms of how I plan to get back right financially, you know what I mean? Kind of get back on my feet financially. Um, that's it. Um, in terms of what we're doing with the sports agency, um, I don't really have any updates there to be honest. Um, but you can just go ahead and we're just beyond we're behind on that either. So that's what I'm saying, or we're behind on that too. Um, but again, the whole job thing that's what's caused me to be behind with everything else. Because as I told y'all, I'm really sticking to my plan. Right, it's just going a little bit slower than I thought. Um, this broke boy to a millionaire in a year thing. It's of course you know things aren't going exactly the way I anticipated. Um, but or not even really that close to be honest. So, but once I find those two jobs, I feel like that's when the dominoes are gonna start to fall. You know what I'm saying? That's when the dominoes are really gonna start to fall, um, and things are gonna start to get done. So I know it doesn't look good right now, being 5 weeks into the new year, but we got what 47 more. You know what I mean? So we gotta get with it. We gotta get together. Um, so what we gonna do, right? Y'all know, basically we've been leaning into networking more so far this year. Um, that has been going pretty well. We still got to ramp that up a little bit more, but it's been going pretty good so far. Um, but we're gonna lean into that to find a job, right? We've been doing that, but I gotta lean into it even more than I have. Um, so y'all gonna see me send a lot of messages today to connect with, to try to get referrals for different jobs, or see if somebody, you know what I'm saying, can hook your boy up, whatever, right? Like I said, we're gonna lean into that um, today, and going forward, and we're also just gonna we're gonna apply for a few positions too. But I'm gonna start with the messages. I'm gonna start with that first, and then whatever time we got left, I'm gonna apply for some jobs directly on the company websites, that type of thing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, so that's where we at, man. Um, with the website agency, so we're meeting with Aisha tomorrow. So she is a um, website, like a web design agency owner. She's been doing it for several years. Y'all saw me talking to her a couple weeks ago, probably like a month ago now. But her and I, we agreed to catch up for lunch tomorrow. So I'm gonna meet up with her for lunch tomorrow, and we're just gonna chop it up, bro. I really like her business model. So, long story short, she has like a monthly recurring revenue business model for her agency. What I had been doing was charging clients like basically one-off fees, like one-time fees, to build their website. She's been able to, you know, craft a business model that like takes advantage of hosting fees. So she's hosting, her clients' websites for them, and charging them on a monthly basis for periodic updates to their site. You know what I mean? And so she's charging a few $100s per client, but she's got a lot of until I talk to her. Um, and so we're going to catch up again, like I said, we're going to catch up again tomorrow, and we're going to probably get into that a little bit deeper. But yeah, so that's one person I have started working with early in the year here. I was supposed to meet up with my guy Corey, so I met him through LinkedIn in a leadership role, but he's got a lot of experience in entrepreneurship. Like you know, all types of stuff, right? He owns different businesses and things like that. So, um, supposed to meet with him, but he said some things came up, so we're gonna push it to next week. Met with an old friend of mine yesterday, who has built her own dating app. Right, y'all know I've been in that space before, um, and have thought about getting back in that space too. But anyway, so that was kind of what we were. That's what her and I were talking about a lot yesterday. We went out for lunch yesterday. I haven't put a camera in front of these people's faces because um, it's not. I don't want to put a camera in their face unless they're cool with it. You see what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that can kind of that can kind of damage the trust factor. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't want to be recorded, so that's why I didn't, stream those lunch meetings and whatnot. But And then and I met with my guy Robert earlier this week. He's in e-commerce. He owns his own Amazon store. That's part of the reason I want to acquire Amazon store as well, because I feel like I'll be able to leverage, that business relationship with him. He could be like an advisor to me when I first start out with it, after I acquire it, um, or he could just flat out manage the store himself, like manage the store for me for of course for a fee, right? So that type of thing. So a lot of networking so far this year. It's really been more of that than anything else, to be honest. It's been a lot of networking, and a lot of going on interviews. That's what I've been doing a lot of so far this year. Um, and those things are going to continue, especially the networking. Hopefully, we're not interviewing much longer, um, because next time I blink will be in March. It will literally be a third of the, or whatever, a fourth of the way into the year. And so things are, it's already going quick, man. It's just really moving. So we gotta get with it. We gotta get with it, man. Um. So anyway, a lot of talking, but I haven't been on here in a minute, so I feel like it's necessary to kind of catch y'all up, let y'all know what's been going on. I might switch up my content, right? So it's still gonna be Broke Boy to a Millionaire in a Year. That's still what I'm gonna be doing, but I may not frame it that way. I'm thinking about switching up my content to um, doing interviews with different entrepreneurs, VCs, things like that. You know what I mean? I'm thinking about doing that and setting up those interviews now. You see what I'm saying? Just reaching out to them on LinkedIn, because that'd be an easy way to find them, right? So reaching out to them on LinkedIn and socials, whatever, right? And setting up interviews. Start setting up interviews with them throughout the year. You know what I'm saying? Um, and Yeah, that's something I really feel like I'm gonna do. That content, I don't know where I want that content to live, because I still want my main content to be my sports agency content. So, which I do that like on TikTok and Instagram, but I might just put that content on YouTube, right? On this on this platform, on the YouTube, because I know talking to the VCs and stuff like that doesn't really go with the sports agency content. That's very strategic though, what that would be about. So the reason why I'm thinking about doing that is I gotta start getting to know some of these VCs. I gotta build relationship with VCs. I gotta build relationships with people that got money. Period. Right. If I want to have money, I need to get to know people that have money. Right. I know a couple people that do pretty well, but I don't know anybody that really got money like that. You know what I'm saying? So in my mind, I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Right? You're never gonna have money unless you start hanging around people that do have money and understanding how they think, what they do, why they do the things they do, etc. Okay, so I'm thinking about doing these like this interview series primarily with VCs, founders too. I guess it'd probably be both, but yeah, VCs I think first, um, and then just lean into that. You know what I'm saying? Just really lean into that. Um, yeah. But watch. Oh shit, we just started lagging all of that. Okay. But watch this though. Hold on, we lagging. It was all good. I guess I'm gonna have to go inside. Yeah, let me go inside. Let me call it, bro. I don't know if that's gonna do me good. I've already called it. I'll call it one time. I just figure out what the hell's going on. It's my VA. All right. So I don't know, man. Hopefully she's all right, bro. Like seriously, she literally has at this point seemingly fell off the face of the earth. So hopefully she's just I don't know. Hopefully it's not nothing too serious. Um, but anyway, it's about basically I feel like 6 to 12 months from now, I'm gonna be looking to get an investment, into I'm gonna be looking to I'm gonna be looking for a VC to invest in either a business of mine or a business of one of my friends or people I know, right? So I feel like it's important that I start building those relationships, those authentic relationships with VCs today, so that when I reach out to them or when I call them, text them, saying hey, telling them about a business idea or something that I'm, that I want them to invest in, they're much more likely to do it because we built a relationship, over time. So that's really, what I'm saying. So I feel like one of the best ways to at least start building that relationship now is to interview, right? Let them talk about their success, what they've done, the things they've achieved, um, especially in type of career or financial, really big achievements like that. Those people tend to want to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, and there's a lot of people that I can interview for that. You see what I'm saying? So, um, like, there's no shortage of, VCs or founders that I could interview. So, that's what I plan on doing. So anyway, that's the purpose of that. I feel like if I don't have those relationships, if I feel like so if I don't have those relationships with VCs, why would they invest in my business, right? In my startup or someone else's startup, right? And I really feel like somebody like I should be able to get a VC to invest in Trina Neuron, so Victor's business, um, because of what his business is doing, what it's about, the fact that AI is at the forefront of what he's doing, right? We know, you know, all VCs right now they're looking to invest in AI, and I'm not really trying to build something like that again myself. Uh, I'm not really trying to be, a a tech founder or whatever anymore. Um, but Victor is right, and so I basically envision what I'm envisioning right now happening in about, mm, I'm gonna say anywhere between 6 to 8 months from now is me basically introducing a VC, right, to Trina Neurons and getting them to invest in the business, right? So me interviewing those VCs now is me trying to get ahead of that and start building those relationships with them today, right? I already know a few of them, but we gotta build those relationships, be a little more intentional. So anyway, that's enough talking. Y'all basically caught up with what's been going on. I'm about to start sending messages. I'm about to start messaging, um, reaching out to different Morehouse alum on LinkedIn, and basically, seeing if they can give me a referral to the company they work for, or um, introduce me to the hiring manager, whatever. Okay. Um, so that's what I'm about to do. Let's hop right into it, man. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. Yeah, we'll start with. Uh, I'm gonna go ahead and go inside too, because we're starting to lag. We are starting to lag. So I'm going inside in just a second. I'm just trying to pull this up. But I think that would be beneficial for y'all. You know what I'm saying? I think y'all would get a lot of. I feel like y'all would get more value out of me doing interviews with people that are already in those positions. They're already in the positions that I want to be in. You know, I feel like y'all would get value from that. Bro, what the hell? Why? I just said I started lagging. I'm still. Let me go inside. Let me stop playing. So, hand drop into back inside. Let me share my screen. So this is my old LinkedIn profile. So this is Myron. So Myron actually put in a referral for me at Salesforce. So, and I've been like updating him on where I am in the process and whatnot. So now, just ask me where I am. We're still lagging, by the way. crazy be lagging like this. Where am I in the process? Hold on. Where is so I'm meeting with Ashley Kupari, but what uh, So just letting him know where I'm at in the process. Of course, I was lagging like crazy, so it took me a day to write that message. But what is this guy talking about? Let's see what he does. So there's another recruiter that's reaching out, trying to set up some time to chat. So I'm just letting him know where he can reach me. So now now I'm just about to reach out to basically any Morehouse alum I've connected with on LinkedIn who works in basically the same role as me or higher. So I'm about to send them messages now and basically just trying to I'm gonna basically just be trying to see if any of them can help me out in this job search. So I actually text Marvin. I don't know what this dude is doing, bro. I got his number from somebody else, and I texted him like a month ago, and he didn't respond at all. But let's see, man. Yeah, yeah, and he read the message too. So I don't know. I'm gonna send the same. Basically, I'm gonna send the same message, and he's on LinkedIn right now. Y'all can see. So I'm gonna send the same text I sent him on the 15th. And then if you don't respond, then it's just like, bro, you didn't have to accept my request to connect. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to see what this guy doing. Open the messages up. Open messages from myself. And this is what I sent him about a month ago, 3 weeks ago, whatever. Look at this. Anyway, oops. And I'm just asking people straight up right now because we're at that point. You gotta know where you are. I'm at that point where I'm not too prideful to just straight up ask for help at this point. Like I'm not trying to have this job search drag on for another 2-3 months or whatever. Like we ain't going for that. Okay. What you telling me for? You want me to grab it? You want me to grab it from her or something? You want me to grab it from her or something? Or you just telling me? Okay. So hey Mark, my name is Miles Hannah. Miles 18 Graham told me to reach out to you. I'm in the job market right now. But yeah. Dude was just online. Now he's offline. All right. So I'll leave it. I'll leave it be. Uh, Mm, I think I'm gonna go back outside since I'm charged up a little bit. Um, all right, let me just reach out to all of them real quick, man. That's what we're gonna do. Just for that. Let me reach out to all of them. I'm about to do it right now, man. We're gonna go all the way to. Oh, where is Ron at? Didn't I just see that? Where is he at? He at Twitter? Oh, he at Intel. All right, so watch this. I'm about to reach out to all of them right now. We got like 30 people to message. I'm gonna go all the way back to all the way back to I guess the first really. That's when things started jumping anyway. So that's when shit really just started jumping. Um, but like I said, I'm trying to let this charge up a little bit. So let me actually just let me copy the message I want to send first. I'll use the same one I sent to mine. So actually might take me a little bit longer to get to that message. So I'll do. So basically, if they look like they're in the same role as me, I'm just gonna ask them for a referral. Well, actually, no. I'm gonna send them the same message. I'm gonna send everybody the same message. So I'm gonna send this message right here. Same one I sent to Philip Jones. I'm gonna go all the way back to the first. I'm about to send this message to everybody, every Morehouse alum who I'm connected with, if I haven't sent it to them already. So alright, so he didn't respond to that one. So we already sent it to him. Sent it to him. And this will literally take like 2 minutes. You know what they say, man. Closed mouths don't get fed on the boulevard. So we have to just be straight up and just. Because right now this is dragging on quite longer than I thought. I thought we would have been. Thought we would have been cool. We would have been good by now. Thought we would have had an offer by now. But we don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter what I think was gonna happen, or no matter what I thought was gonna happen, it didn't happen. So now I have to take more drastic measures to try to make sure that we can, what I'm saying, solve this problem as quickly as possible. And that's what they do that. Just don't. Come on, bro. I'm gonna just send that to Jason. Cool, that's 3 to Wale and Jabari. Taylor. Let's see where he's at. Let's see where he is in terms of where he works. Snack pass. Taylor. Okay, looks like my VA reached out to her. And let's see, what did I reach out to? Oh, okay. We'll see about Cisco. We'll see about Cisco. Let's see where Malik is at. I don't know about that. So we about to make something happen. We're gonna make it happen quick. I just feel like let's see what Christian Kimball, where is he? Okay, I don't know what this is. Y'all we brought home. Hmm. So we reach out to Christian right now. I'm trying to, today's Friday. By the time Monday comes around, I'm trying to have 20 messages in my inbox with other, with Morehouse Alarm, you know, responding, telling me how they can help. That's the goal. Cause that's the only way I'm gonna find a job for the, in this type of role. It's not gonna come from applying, bro. They don't want to hire me for these roles. Okay, so this was out to Christian. I think this is what I think my VA reached out to George. Yeah, she did. She sent this message. I didn't send this. She reached out to George and Gabriella. Scientific games. It might be his own business or something. to be honest, I really want to work for a Fortune 500. I know what it's like working at a company like that. It's the exact type of culture I'm trying to find. I'm trying to find a culture where you're about to work, you know what I'm saying? You're a top performer, you're about getting the job done, but it's not, when you're working for Fortune 500, most of the time you don't feel like you're being overworked, right? The responsibilities are divided amongst the employees pretty evenly. That's why at larger companies you seldom feel like you're being overworked, whereas at a startup, you know what I'm saying, they're gonna work you like a dog every time. So that's you know that's no good. We're not trying to do that. If that's the case, then it's like, how am I gonna have the time to do the things I'm trying to do outside of it? You know what I'm saying? So anyway, yeah, he Morehouse too. I can't tell. I guess he light skinned. I can't tell from the photo. Yeah, he Morehouse. Okay, it's just bright. You guys on the gym? Good for him. Good for him. Um, I don't know if all right. Again, I'm trying to send a message to anybody who works at like a larger company. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, the company that just turned me down. That's cool. Akon. Let's see. If I wasn't lagging so much, this would already be done. Just to be clear, if I wasn't lagging so much, this is crazy. Just to be clear, this would be done by now. I can't keep looking at what everybody. Hold on, let me open this new tab. That's a smart thing to do. Let me stop doing that. Download surfers. I would have heard that. Cyber attack. Actually, that probably pays well. Rules. Hmm. Interesting. Okay. Let me reach out to browser. Alright, cool. So covered you. Open this up as well. Where's Kobe at? Doesn't really matter. Okay. Let's go ahead and send this to him too. Told you, desperate times calls for desperate measures. I'm just a, you know what I'm saying? I'm just seeing this thing clearly right now. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, bro, you gotta do what you gotta do. I'm gonna go outside actually for a second since we're almost fully charged. I guess I'm only gonna be on here for like 25, 30 minutes. Alright, so we just reached out to Broderick as y'all saw. We're gonna keep it going, man. Just keep networking, keep reaching out to other Morehouse alum until we find a brother who can help. Look, I'm telling y'all, man, they do not want to hire me for this role. They just don't, bro. They don't. They really don't. I'm telling you, my job offer, whatever my next role is gonna come through through like a referral or some type of mutual connection, somebody I know. It's not gonna come from just applying online, man. Unfortunately, right? The playing field is not even close to being even. Quite frankly, I feel like at this point, I'd be a fool to keep just applying to different roles. If like just to let that be the main thing I'm doing. If that's the case, I'll be applying for roles or still applying for these same jobs like two months from now. I'll be in the same spot I'm in today if I lean into that. The same spot, bro. So we gotta work smarter and not harder. I know better than that. And when you know better, you're supposed to do better. Now, if I didn't know better, obviously, that's one thing. But I do. You know what I'm saying? I definitely do. For some reason, we are not lagging anymore either. So I'm about to really start moving with this thing now. I guess plugging my Mac in. I don't know, for whatever reason that slows it down. I thought that would speed it up, but when it's plugged in, it slows down my stream. So yeah, call him. All right, so we reach out to him. But I'm not playing no more, man. We kind of were playing. I was kind of playing, you know. I mean, kind of not really. I feel like I did kind of reach out to enough people, but I'm still gonna kind of just say I've been playing. You know what I'm saying? So, and we can't do that, bro. We really can't. We can't afford to do that. We cannot afford to do that. I think I remember seeing his profile. He's not really in the same, but I'm gonna reach out to him anyway. So let's see. I'm gonna reach out to Mark. I remember him from Morehouse too. I don't know if we were the same class, but we were probably around the same, somewhere around the same class. You know, he was definitely there when I was there. Alright, and then let's reach out to Austin. Orion Worldwide. Either way, he is an account executive though. So let's see how long Josh has been an account executive at Orion. Um, he's only been there for 4 months. I can try, man, but I'll send him. Should I send him this? I'll send it to him anyway. Like I said, desperate time calls for desperate measures. Gotta just reach out to everybody, man. But that's just what it is. We're at that point where I gotta reach out to everybody, everybody and their mama. That's what we gotta reach out to now. Everybody and their mama. Because applying online, it's a dead end, man. It really is. And then all these guys work in sales too, so it's like, you know, it kind of makes sense that they would be online. A lot of them are active. Like, you work in sales, you know, especially if you work in like tech sales, you on LinkedIn probably daily. You know what I'm saying? So it's not that surprising that these guys are active right now. But yeah, bro, I'm about to we just reach out for everybody, to everybody. Let me see something real quick. I might switch up the message a little bit. But also I'm the type of person, I just believe in being very, very straightforward. That's why I don't, you know what I'm saying? We don't have any more time to waste. We've already lost a month. The goal, like the ideally, I would have started this new position, you know, like on the second or whatever, the first, or I guess not the first, but you know, January 2nd. You know, we've been starting a new position, whatever. Actually, not because the second ended up falling on like a Friday, I think, or Saturday this year, 2nd of January. So yeah, whatever, the 4th or 5th, whatever the first work day of the year was. You feel me? But we can't play with this anymore. We got to be very, very, like we gotta be fanatical about this thing. Swing. I never heard what this. Here's our time being happening. Business coach. I don't know, man. I think we're gonna reach out to him anyway, but just how to coach your partner. It seems like he's kind of like recruiting. He's like more of like a recruiter, but anyway. I'm not trying to be. I'm trying to reach out to everybody, but if it doesn't look like you um can help right now, then it's like, I don't know, bro. I can't just business development rep or business development executive. Okay, we'll probably reach out to him too, but I'm trying to. I honestly don't feel like reaching out to nobody that's online right now. I know that sound have like I don't know. I don't really feel like carrying a full conversation right now. I will carry a full conversation, but I don't feel like doing it right now. I just want to like get these messages sent. So so right now it's like if I see somebody online, I'm like that's active right now. I'm just like I don't really feel like you know what I'm saying. I'm gonna have to probably gonna have to just wait till you offline. Okay. I'll reach out to my guy Carlton right now. He's at Equifax, right? Yeah, driving size prison for Equifax. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. If you can help out and whatnot. Alright, so we're gonna send this to Carlton. Boom, that's sent. Brian, I know I just saw a message from my guy too. Hold on. Which is again, let me go ahead and message him back. Since he messaged back quickly, let me message him back quickly. We lagging again. Okay, so yeah, Brian is talent acquisition. So uh, yeah, I did. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. So I did connect with some people who are strictly talent acquisition or recruiters. I had my VA send those people connection invites too, right? Because they can also help get me through the door at various companies. So that's done. Bruh, that's what it is, man. I can't afford a new Mac, man. This is why I gotta deal with it until I can afford to get a new Mac. You know, just a new Mac or a new PC, something. Shit, every day. Account executive at You Are Here. Okay. I'm not. I'm understanding that startups they pay actually pretty well too, but it does kind of defeat the purpose of what I've been trying to do. All right, so let's see if Aries can help you help a brother out. Let's see. So we got a lot of people to reach out to. I should have never let it get this long. This list is way too long, bro. Amount of people I gotta reach out to. It's gonna be really, really fun though. So y'all, this is when y'all really gonna see, or I guess when I'm really gonna see. You know what I'm saying? If or I'm really gonna see how strong or weak, right? Uh, my alumni network is. You know what I mean? We really about to test it out right now. That was actually part of the reasons I. This is honestly, this is not like no even going back whatever 14 years ago, whatever. Um, when I was a freshman on campus or senior in high school, whatever. The One of the main reasons I even went to Morehouse um, was because I had heard that when you when you go to Morehouse and you graduate, you get your degree, the alumni network is so strong, right? That we help one another out, right? With getting a job, with meeting this person, meeting that person. We just help one another out. We network, we stick together. You know what I'm saying? Like that was a big selling point as to why I ended up going to Morehouse in the first place. Um, and I hadn't really leaned into the alumni network much until recently, till today. I hadn't really leaned into the alumni network until today, man. So, um, we're about to see in real time. We're about to see very, very quickly, uh, how strong the network is or how weak the network is. So I got confidence that it's gonna be strong. I just don't believe that I can reach out to this many alumnus and not find someone who can not only help but like really, set me up for to be in a good spot. So let me see where um let me see where Matthew is. Um, where is he at? So he's in the same role. So he's an account executive. Uh, like, dun, 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 dun. Seems like, all right, so let's open this up. All right, so where's Ryan at? He's at Just Works. Um, oh, he's an SDR. How you go from director of business development to SDR? SDR is typically like it's like a demotion typically. Not saying I mean typically I don't know. I would imagine that's not what he did, but that's what it looks like. let me you know what I'm saying? I'll ask him, but let me keep reaching out to people for now. Is that everybody? So he said, are you in the Chicago area? I am not. Um, he said, not. In the Atlanta area. I thought it was 10 two. There's a two car read just now. 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Marcus, alright. I got 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I guess it's 16. Reach out to Kevin real quick. So yeah, y'all, we are networking right now. We are basically reaching out to people who are either basically in the same role as me or a little bit higher up, in a sales organization. We're just networking with them and looking to see if they can help me, get through the door at their company. You know what I mean? So that is what we got going on. All right, so let's reach out to Kevin. Let's reach out to Kent. Okay, Kent is a regional sales director. So he's the guy. Looks like. Where is he at though? Where's Kent at? Okay, I don't know. So he's probably a startup. He just started at this startup here. Hmm. Well, I know sometimes when you get positions like that, they're able to hire people to, you know, authoritative, authoritative position. We trying too hard now. He's in a like in a powerful position. You know what I mean? Or actually, I should say not powerful, an influential position. So I was gonna go ahead and send him that message. So Daryl was like, he just said, "Hey, He just said, "Hi, Miles." After I said what I said, so I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but okay. I'll just say that back to him. Let's send a message to my guy Antonio here. He's at Jeannie May. Hold on, is Jeannie May? Hold on, is that a what do you call it? That's a long. I don't like. Let me look it up. I thought that was a real estate brokerage or something. I don't know. Let me look it up. What is Jeannie May? No, that's ChatGPT. What is Jeannie May? So actually, I think I'm supposed to know this. And I've looked this up before. Come on, man. Here goes the, okay. Broke ass buttons on my keyboard. Where's Genie Man? Okay, whatever. So we'll send that to him regardless. We'll go ahead and send that to my guy Antonio right here. And then David, we talked to him a couple, has that been a week, 2 weeks ago? It's like a week ago. We talked to David Miles. So he's a credit director at, I think it's called Eastern Funding. So again, building those relationships. So basically him being the credit director there, that if I apply to Eastern Funding, right, for a commercial loan and I'm looking to acquire a business, I'm already building that relationship with David. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, as long as I check out on paper as well, right? If I check out on paper with my income, credit, so on and so forth, and I have a relationship with the credit director, it makes it that much more likely that Eastern Funding would approve my commercial loan to acquire a business. See what I'm saying? So that's so that was on stream. So I talked to him on stream. Was I on stream? I think I was on stream like a week ago. So who else? Who else? Who else? And we got a lot of people to reach out to, bro. Hell no. That's funny. Director revenue. Okay, let's see. I spent $10.99 at Apple. Of course I did. Of course I did. The broke boy spent spent $10.99 at Apple somehow. Quincy Choice. So he is the director of revenue at HCA Healthcare. Okay. So he's clearly in a position because I think director of revenue, when you get to director of revenue level, that's like just under, is that just under the C in a sales organization? I'm about to ask ChatGPT that. I'll do a new chat. Either way, I mean, we're about to reach out to him right now, but I'm just a little curious. This is working smarter, not harder, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I know this seems like this is, you know, I'm not doing much, but this is the definition of working smarter, not harder. I'm gonna say, you have to be smart. You have to be all very smart. Or like the there and some, well, either accessory or the CEO or even the ups down seats. He directly the chief, but the revenue is over sales, so it would be over the VP of sales. We were, all that's what we need to be trying to find. That's what we're gonna start finding. Director of revenue. Anybody with a revenue, chief revenue officer. Um, that went to Morehouse. We gotta find those individuals. But we just found one of them. So we just found a director of revenue, Mr. Quincy Choice. Bro, how did I miss all of these? How did I miss reaching out to all these dudes? Bro, what? Okay, let me reach out to Marcus. And what time is it? It's almost 4. But I'm gonna send a message to Marcus a little bit different. Let's see. Opportunities available. Let me make sure I get his name right. That would have been catastrophic. So we reached out to him. Let's reach out to a few more people. He said go on Granger.com and let him know. So it's fine. Let's see. Start using a better question than this. I'm gonna say, are just like I sent to Marcus, are there any opportunities you know of, or something like that? Are there any opportunities you're aware of? Cool. We reached out to I think about 20 now. 20 Morehouse alum, and we're gonna keep going. So, but not for much longer though. I gotta kind of wrap this thing up at 4. John, reach out to my guy John. Boom. I'm gonna reach out to Sean. The other thing too, and the reason I want to do this is because like, if I move forward in some of these with some of these companies, like I start the interview process and I move forward and I get an offer from one, if I'm going through several different to get offered more money, right? To make one of the companies increase their offer. You get me? And we aren't there yet, but we gotta go. We gotta get there. We gotta get there. Let me ask Brandon. For sure, Poop. For sure. And I think this is gonna work out, bro. We reaching out to a lot of people. Somebody is is in a influential position. Somebody will be able to, to help out. Um, I'm I'm confident in that. I'm gonna have to go charge this guy up before he die on y'all. I'm surprised it die already. Actually. song. Where you go? Man, this is a lot of people, man. I did not know I had connected with this many people who I, hadn't sent a message to. I've literally spent like an hour just sending these connection requests to all these people. Let me go to his site. Account. Executive. Yeah, that's probably not gonna really be a good fit for me though. I'm still trying to be in SaaS, man. SaaS or AI sales. But I will respond to him. I won't forget. I'll start here. Let's see. Eric. So far today it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. It's like 34. It's going to be the 35th. Over a third of 100 people, right? More than 33 people. 33 more awesome. This would actually be 35th. Alright, cool. 35 people, I think that's enough for today. I think that's enough for today. At least from this account. Let me see something. Let's say director of revenue. And something like that might do it. Let's see. Um, why do you know his acronyms? Why? I just want to know what that means. private. Let's go to the old profile though. I mean the new profile. That is the old profile. Let's go to my new profile. Okay. Alright, so I got a lot more people to reach out to on the new profile. Hmm. Try to see something. I connected with him on So let me send the same thing. I'm gonna go back to the old profile and send the same thing to both of these brothers at Cisco. Trying to make sure I wasn't connected with two of the guys I was about to message right now that work at Cisco. I was about to message them on the old profile, but I was just trying to make sure I wasn't connected with them on the new profile as well, because then it's like, you know, it just kind of looks crazy. So, I'm trying to send it right now. And I'm about to be on later. I don't feel like having a full blown conversation right now. I'll hit them back then. Let's do. I'm looking for my guy who works at Cisco, Ron. I've seen some of the jobs that Cisco has posted too here on LinkedIn, and yeah, they paying well. They paying folks for sure. Just so it is Ron Simon, right? Actually, in the dental industry. Um, all right. Okay, so yeah, we got an interview with Salesforce next week. Salesforce. Who else? A couple like some startups. Um, and all that. So I'm gonna reach out to some people on my new profile too. We're gonna reach out to everybody today. We're not waiting until Monday or whatever. We're about to reach out to everybody today. Today, not tomorrow. Cause I've been bullshitting for too long. We've been dragging our feet, bro. We can't afford to do that anymore. We just gotta leave what's the expression? Leave no stone unturned. I think. All right, we gotta leave no stone unturned. But we gotta just go for it. Man. Reach out to everybody. Like I said, reach out to everybody and their mama. Margin. I didn't know he was at Cisco too. Okay. Uh, He's director of sales. He's director of enterprise sales at Indeed and has been for a year. Okay, so this is definitely the person to reach out to. And we will do that. Actually, hold on. I'm gonna reach out to him from this, but I'm gonna reach out to him from the old profile. I'll start. Because he's director of enterprise sales, I'm gonna reach out to him on the old profile. Let's see. I'm not trying to be in medical. I'm just not, bro. Real estate investor specialist. All right now. It's head of sales. Okay. Head of global sales at Sierra. Okay. Like I said, reaching out to everybody right now. I'm wasting no time. I'm tired of this shit. No stone unturned. When it comes to Monday, I expect to have 50 messages from people talking about, and out of those 50 messages, at least 10 of them, and then worst case scenario, 10 of them are good news. You know what I'm saying? Miles Hannah.
Hello.
I heard somebody asking, trying to sell me something. Time to be playing. Okay, that's not really what I'm trying to do. Let me go to, everything he can do. No, he's in the medical industry. I don't want to be in the med. I don't want to be in medical sales. I don't know anything about medicine.
That's gonna be probably just all I. That's gonna be all I reach out to for today, I guess. No, it's not. I'm gonna reach out to a few more people. It's just that I know it's later in the day now, so it's like, you know. All right. So. Instructions. I'm trying to work in biosales. Sales. I'm just gonna reach out to a few more people because this is dragging on a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Oh no, this ain't the right industry. Packaging company. No. Dang. Where's Andre? 92. Try to send these a little bit quicker. We reached out to about 40 people, bro, today. Unfortunately, because of what day it is and whatnot, I'm gonna wait until Monday for everyone else I send a message to. So that's cool for today. I'm gonna go outside for a second. Inside. Like, really cold.
Oh man. I know we didn't apply for any jobs, but as I've said before, man, it truly is a waste of time to be applying for jobs and shit. My name, without a doubt, man. So anyway, man, that is what we had going on for today, man. Just networking, send a lot of messages to Morehouse alum, um, you know, to see if they can help me get through the door of one of their companies. Um, yeah, the rest of the day, I'm about to go do Uber. You know what I mean? That's what we gotta do right now, man. We're just doing what we gotta do. We're just doing what we gotta do. Um, yeah. So anyway, I'm expecting to hear back from a lot of them, by Monday or whatever. Probably Monday, Tuesday, right early in the week or beginning of next week. Um, and I also need to reach out to Antron. So Antron, he's at Microsoft. I think he's in a senior account executive role like me. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me. I said like me. He's in a senior account executive role. So, um, definitely. I think. Let's go check that. Let's go verify that. Oh, he left Microsoft. I thought he was still there. Um. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Hmm. Um. What we're gonna do. Um. I know Sunday is Super Bowl, but it is what it is. Sunday, if not Sunday, but definitely Monday morning, I'm gonna create a list of like all the Morehouse alum who work at work in big tech, but specifically work in sales leadership positions in big tech, right? Um, so enterprise account executive and up, basically. So either enterprise account executive or VP of sales, um, you know, director of sales, director of revenue, um, those type of positions are, those are guys we want to connect with. So, um, yeah, man. I would do it now, but I do gotta go do Uber and all that kind of stuff. Um, but I just really wanted to go ahead and already start just messaging the people who I was already connected with. I feel like that was productive. That was something productive to do for today. But yeah, tomorrow. I mean, not tomorrow. Sunday. I'm gonna build the list, and or I'm just gonna build the list and send out the messages on Monday. Um, it should be pretty straightforward. I'm gonna go to huge tech company people in sales leadership that early next week. Other than that, matter of fact, let me do that right now. Let me do that right now. Hold up. I need to book some interviews. I had to cancel 2 interviews on, what was that, Tuesday? Monday, Tuesday earlier. So I told them I would reschedule. I'll reschedule those real quick. I don't need to share my screen for that. But anyway.